Hope I don't make the rookie mistake and have the thing. Hey, everybody, welcome to Collecting Profit. Thank you for coming for another episode. Looking forward to this episode. We got a special guest with us. We have Victor, the rookie card specialist. And as everybody knows my partner in crime, Anthony. Anthony, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing well, man. Really excited to really get to pick Victor's brain today and learn a lot more about rookie cards and what he deems to be true rookies and what he doesn't deem to be true rookies and stuff like that. So I feel like this will be a very valuable stream for like newer collectors. So I'm really looking forward to really just pick your brain and learning the kind of stuff that you know, man.
Yep, and just before I turn the mic over to you, Victor, so everybody knows in the description his YouTube, his Apple Podcast, Spotify, his website, his eBay store. If there's anything else that we need to add, Victor, just let me know. We'll throw it on there. But Victor, welcome. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Mike and Anthony. Appreciate you guys inviting me to come on. We met at the National. We had a pretty extensive talk over at the National, and got to know you a little bit. And here we go, man. What do you guys want to know?
Yeah, so I tell you, I love your take on the rookie cards, and as we spoke about the Nationals, right? Is how the hobby has changed so much from when you knew what the rookie card was to now. You really don't know what the rookie card is.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it's weird, and it's funny. I'll tell you this. It's like, I understand. And I guess it's funny to me, like I break it up in investing and collecting, right? If I'm an investor, I can understand. To me, there not being a rookie card for your modern players to grab onto and invest on. I can understand that from an investor standpoint, because you don't know where to go, right? You don't know, because I was looking in, who was, I forgot, we were doing something in last show and everything, talking about cards with players and stuff. And Julio Rodriguez, whose rookie year was 2022, if you look, there's like 2,000 cards. Now, I don't know how many have the rookie shield, but let's say even if it's only 75%, that's still over 1,500 rookie cards, right?
Yeah.
Where, which is absolutely crazy. So the investor in me is like, damn, that sucks. But the collector in me says, hey, I could at least say I have a rookie card from this guy, because all of them are going to be valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're the specialist. What is your take on that whole piece?
Well, I would say, it's one of them things where let me start here. Okay. And this will give us some context and kind of a foundation. For many, many years, we grew up with the concept of whatever Beckett Publications deemed as the RC, right? In the monthly magazine. That's kind of what we all followed. I've had the privilege to even talk to Dr. James Beckett about this. And it's one of them things where, it was a lot simpler times back then. And as things evolved, as the hobby evolved, more and more product was being produced. But one thing that Beckett Publications always provided for the hobby was a set of rookie card guidelines. And those guidelines evolved over the years because the rookie card evolved over the years. So Beckett Publications was recording those changes for us in their monthly magazine. However, when Dr. Beckett sold off the company in 2005, that's just so happens to be the same year that the Players Association kind of took over. And the Players Association told Beckett, we want to deem what a rookie card is now. There's going to be some major changes going on, and basically telling them your magazine isn't going to dictate what the rookie card guidelines are. We are. And so they basically in 2006 established a new set of guidelines that are somewhat more broad. They're kind of more flexible, and so it's one of them things where slowly but surely, I call it they strategically forsaken the guidelines that had been established in the hobby for so many decades. And as between 2006 to now, it seems like the definition of a rookie card is getting muddier and muddier. For example, um, historically speaking, the hobby never deemed insert cards or subset cards as rookie cards.
True.
And today they put the rookie card shield on inserts, on subsets, on parallels, on you name it. That thing is like hot sauce. It's on everything.
Mhm.
And that really muddies has muddied the waters per se. And so it's to the point now where, I don't think that, I don't want to be the old man on the porch screaming out the window, get off. I'm not saying that we need to
Don't
be
worry, that's Mike. No,
Right.
okay.
I'm the old guy. Get the hell off my lawn.
Yeah.
Get out of my box.
And I'm not saying that the rookie card needs to be this narrow set of rules. I'm saying it doesn't need to be so broad either. Too strict of rules is not good, and too broad of rules is not good. And that's kind of where we're sitting at now. The rules are just too broad. It's a rookie card is whatever you want it to be, and it's, I believe, it's through the industry leaders that I think, and the card manufacturers, that the rookie card guidelines have been strategically forsaken, and they want this chaos out there because chaos equates to cash when it comes to the rookie card. And so I believe there's a lot of people who are naive to the traditional values of a rookie card, and I find it problematic. For example, go to eBay and look for a rookie card of a current player. You're going to have a span of 3, 4, or even 5 years of eBay listings, all saying that the card is a rookie card.
Right.
How the heck can Julio Franco have 5 years worth of rookie cards? Something's not measuring up there, and it's just that that like deliberate ignorance that's been produced by the card manufacturers, by the industry. And I'm just trying to bring some lines of clarity, and I've developed a strategy that I believe can help collectors.
So basically, what is it's funny. So it's like it's weird then. So the investors and who are actually investors, to me, like we always said, there's collectors, there's investors. So the investors, this hurts them, but it helps the manufacturers, right?
Yeah.
Because as an investor, you don't know which one, right? If is it the Tops one? Is it the Holiday? Is it the Fire? Is it? Oh, wait a minute. Is it is it the Chrome?
Yeah,
Is it the Bowman one? Which one is it?
it just depends what hat you're wearing, right? If you're wearing the collector hat, collectors have naturally gravitated through the sea of product that's out there. We've naturally uh, gravitated towards Topps flagship, right? The iconic, traditional, simple base set rookie card in flagship. But we've also evolved into having a love for Topps Chrome. Um, but that's now, if you're a collector, if you're an investor now, right? You want to dig into stuff that's a little bit more scarce, like Dynasty is a good option. For baseball, I just find, as far as an investing type of thing, I don't think any Panini baseball really even qualifies for a true rookie card designation. And so, as far as investment purposes are concerned, I don't think Panini product is the way to go.
Now, as far as just baseball, or does that go for like other sports as well?
It's really just baseball for now, but with the new takeover, things seem to be changing a lot. And the reason why I say Panini baseball isn't considered true rookie cards, because when I'm one that I like to follow the guidelines, whether I agree with them or not. I like to follow the guidelines, because if I don't, that's what causes confusion. But basically, rule number one that the Players Association gave to the hobby was that rookie cards have to be licensed by both the league and the Players Association. So it takes two licenses to officially have a rookie card, and Panini only has the one license. It doesn't have both.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is it legal for them to put that logo on there, or is that just like a graphic design thing that
If
anybody
you
can
ask
do?
me, I say no, it isn't. But something has changed right around 2012, where Panini started releasing baseball product. I cannot find any evidence of some type of contractual change that happened. I don't know. You know, the best explanation that I've been given was it was just like a wink, wink, go ahead and do it type of thing.
Right.
Uh, but that's I cannot find any evidence of why they were allowed to do that if in 2006, you know, they deemed it one way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if they didn't do that though? I mean, like, the people saying that they don't want to buy their product now because they're not going to have like the top quarterback signatures. Like, imagine like not even being able to put the shields on or anything like that. That would be like crippling. But
I
yeah,
know. There's a lot
that's
of
rough.
shenanigans going on right now, right? With CJ
Yeah.
Stroud and all these other guys.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
insane. What do you think that's going to do for the rookie card market, having like these two big titans kind of like going back and forth at each other, like over the top picks?
Yeah, it's you know, it's going to create a lot of chaos. It's going to, I think it's going to cheat collectors basically. And I'm the way I'm viewing this whole situation is it's kind of like you know, children misbehaving and the parents really not caring that their children are misbehaving. My analogy is that tops and fanatics are the children, and the
Yeah.
Players Association and the leagues are the parents that kind of are not really setting some boundaries here. In my opinion, the Players Association should be stepping in here and setting some boundaries and kind of being the referee in this thing. But you don't see or hear anything of the Players Association. They're off in a corner counting their money, and the hell with the licenses, right? Just so long as you paid me, you guys figure
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, that's
So
what it seems like.
yeah.
Do you think with Fanatics saying, "Hey, we're not going to produce some of these sets, or we're going to stop for right now," is that a turn in the right direction, or is it still without the clarity? It doesn't matter.
As far as the new football product is concerned,
No. You got going like with baseball, right? Like they've already said, "Hey, we're not." They've already talked about, you know, sets that they are not going to do anymore. They're not going to do fire. They're not going to do. I think it's what big league or what, you know, or opening day or whatever. Some of these things. As if they does that
Does
help?
that mean none of us are ever getting a card if they're no longer doing big league?
No, I think they'll replace it with something else.
You know, because like fire, you know, they're not going to do anything. I wonder if that, you know, does that go ahead and affect? You know, obviously it doesn't because okay, so you've only taken a couple of rookie cards out, but to your point, if you're putting the shield on every single card that a player has in a set, and in that set, if they're in 6 different inserts, and then they have their debut card and their regular card, well, that's 8 cards out of that one set. And if they do that for 8 or 9 sets like they have,
Yeah.
there you
That's-
go. I mean, you know, it's you know, it's like standing at the bottom of the hill with that giant snowball coming at you. It's like, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, that's always been really problematic in the past, even to have one set and a rookie player have 3, 4 or more cards in that set, right? But I know back in the day, we used to, you know, that first started was the first card featured in that set was considered the rookie card, right? But then manufacturers start creating like a subset card for the first card in the set. So now that caused a lot of confusion. So the way it's evolved is if a player has more than one card in a particular set, the card that the hobby has gravitated to the most is the one that's deemed the true rookie card. So with, you know, For example, the Topps Chrome with Juan Soto, right? His rookie year. The first card was the rookie debut. Well, collectors don't really deem the rookie debuts as the true RC, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But the second card featured of him in that set was a beautiful shot of him batting, right? And so the hobby kind of gravitated towards that one, and that's the way I look at that rule nowadays.
So what, I mean, so just kind of, I mean, I guess, make a little bit of a turn here. What, what made you, as you got into the hobby, right? Or like, however long you've been in the hobby, what was the draw to rookie cards in the hobby?
Yeah, great question. I've been at the hobby now for 35 years.
You're a youngster.
Yeah. I did have a 10-year hiatus in there.
Mike's like, I have kids that old.
I did too. No, but I grew up. I started collecting in 1981. Right, I was 10 years old when I started, and I grew up in the 80s where I don't care for the junk wax era term, but I call it the rookie card boom, because that's what it really was in the 1980s. There was just a rookie card boom, and the rookie card has always just meant the world to me. That's what I've always collected.
Yeah, I really enjoy collecting rookies too, of key players, more so than anything.
Yeah.
Especially like non-PC players. Like there's always like a certain number of players I like to at least have something of, and typically it'll be like whatever I deem to be like their key rookie, or at least like the most key rookie I can afford of them. Depending on like what type of player it is.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, Victor? Topps makes Bowman. Is Bowman the true rookie card?
I mean, what year are we talking? I mean, Bowman is a player, right? Especially in the 90s. Oh my goodness, Bowman was the brand to go to, right? But I don't know if that's still the case. I'm just confused that in the 1950s, or is it the 1990s? What are we talking? But
I think if you look at today. No, because if you look at, I mean, I guess it depends on what you're using as your scale, barometer, whatever it is. I don't know what word it is, right? Value, because if you look at the Bowman and you look at the Bowman, the card with the rookie shield, a lot of people don't really like, okay, I'll have it because I have it.
It doesn't move the needle.
But it doesn't move it the way, yeah.
I think we got to ask ourselves too. I talked to a lot of guys about the term true rookie card. I think that term is not defined. I don't know, what does that even mean, right? But to me, the way I've defined it and the way I've defined it in my document of rookie card guidelines and best practices is a true rookie card to me is a card that really fits the parameter. It qualifies. It meets all the qualifications of what a rookie card should be, right? It's properly licensed. It's got the rookie card shield. It's got proper distribution. So there's many definitions of a true rookie card, but the way I deem it is a card that really qualifies, that meets all the standards and of the rules.
Well, I think, Dust, like you said, the Ellie Bowman is a true rookie card now, but his debut is not, right? Well, it's not really his rookie card because, again, what are we talking about a rookie card? Are we talking about a rookie card being the first card ever printed for that player? Because if you're going to say that, then you would be talking about the Bowman first Bowman card. But no one really looks at that as the rookie card. I think maybe you see the value of those cards going high right now is because he does not have a card in Topps or in Topps Chrome or something along those lines because he came up too late. I think when he comes up in, what is it? When Update comes out, more than likely he'll be an update. So when Topps Chrome or Topps Update or Topps Chrome Update comes out, that'll have the rookie shield. That technically will be his rookie card.
He should, but they won't. He should have an update rookie, but they won't. They'll wait till next year. That way they can put the rookie shield on all the product. But when you, again, if we're looking
yeah.
at, if
That's
we're looking,
true. Didn't think about that
yeah,
one.
yeah. If we're looking at technically speaking, Ellie doesn't have any rookie cards. If you look at first Bowman product,
Mhm.
I know we all love them, especially the autographs, right?
Mhm.
But if you turn that card around and you look at the licensing rights on the back of that card, all you're going to have is one license. So
Hmm.
technically speaking, Bowman first product is not even qualify as a rookie card because it's not he's not in the union yet. He hasn't been called up as far as card manufacturers are concerned, right? So if he's not in the union, he technically cannot have rookie cards produced of him. Now, Topps should indeed, and I've been complaining about this all summer. Topps should be creating cards of this guy already. And I don't know why they're doing it. It's just flat out greed, in my opinion. But they're going to hold him off and they're going to wait till next year to put him in all the product.
No, you make a good point because when you look at it, if you put him in this product now, you're right. You can put the rookie cup on his card, but you really can't put the RC on his card. So
Yeah. I think they left a bad taste in their mouth. Like in 2018 with Juan Soto, they ended up putting him in product halfway through the season. That's why Juan Soto was only found. You can only, I think it's like 8 or 9 products that Juan Soto was in with the rookie card shield. And so I think it kind of left a bad taste that they might have left some money on the table by doing that. So now what they've done is ever since then, they're just holding these guys off until the following year, which I feel is criminal.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I don't know if you don't. I mean, Ellie would be the big one to try and get at an update from a rookie perspective. I don't really know of any other player that has come up, mid-season, if you want to call it,
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
to qualify in update.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're gonna put they're gonna put some because they have to, right? That's the big thing of
Yeah.
update. Update usually always is you get those rookie guys that didn't have cards for in Series 1 and Series 2. So they came out with update, and update has always been rookie heavy. But I think, to Victor's point, he's going to make a strong case for the accountants to not put him
Yeah.
in update.
Yeah. They'll just swamp us with rookie debut cards, basically. And they'll want you to pawn those off as rookie cards when technically they're really not. They're subset cards. It's a subset. Well, he's got Topps update has always been kind of like a Series 3, right? So
Mhm.
he's already got a card in the set that's deemed a rookie card, and so yeah, it's just a travesty, man, what they're doing.
No, but I think that's what you're looking at, Dom. What they're going to do is they're going to take these next. They're not going to take the guys who come up as rookies and had oh my gosh beginnings to them, right? They'll slow roll them, and the guys that are just below them, those are the guys that they will flood and make sure is in update.
Yeah.
Would make sense. Save the big guys for the next year.
Yeah.
Really push the product.
Well, because then you have it in Series 1, you could put them in Series
Yeah.
2. You can put them in all the different, regular, the chrome, the sapphire, the this, the that, the other thing, the however many, different sets you have. Allen and Ginter, whatever, Stadium Club Chrome.
Well, and you got to figure too, like in the main reason I would say not putting Ellie in something like this would be like for the number of people that struggle, like to Victor's point, to even identify like what the true rookies are, like what the rookies we should collect are. How many people are not even going to know that rookie they're trying to get's not in Series 1, he's only in Series 2, or vice versa? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the broad like overall like population of people that might go to the store and buy a box most likely don't know that unless they're like degenerates like us that'll literally sit there and rip every box they can get their grubby little hands on. You know what I mean? But like the general person, like I think probably doesn't have any kind of knowledge as to like, oh, which, you know, baseball rookies are in which one of these boxes, or what's the difference between series 1 and series 2. You know, because I find like myself personally, like sometimes I don't even realize, like when O'Neal Cruz came out, I didn't realize he wasn't in until series 2. Because I grabbed a box, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get me some O'Neal Cruz, and Chef's like, no, you're not, fella. And I was like, why not? He was like, he's not in. He's not in this one. So, you know, it's like, you sometimes you don't even know. Again, you know, like I'm a perfect example. Like I went out and grabbed a series 1 expecting to get some O'Neal Cruz, and he wasn't even in it yet.
Yeah.
So what defines a true rookie?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? Because that's the problem, is that these things aren't clearly defined. This is where we're lacking leadership, where we could have gone 30 years ago, we could have gone to a Beckett magazine and we could have looked up the definition, right? But now there is no definitions out there. But you know, some collectors think that it's the tops. Some collectors think that it's the Bowman. You know, some collectors think that it's the most expensive or the most popular. And so there's all of this varying opinion as to what it is. And so again, you know, as I mentioned earlier, my definition is a card that completes all of the guidelines. It's properly licensed. It's got the shield. It's properly distributed. And when I say properly distributed, one thing that has always been in the hobby is that a rookie card is in pack form, distributed nationally, and all of these, if you check the boxes on the guidelines, that's what defines a true rookie card to me. But again, that is up to interpretation, and there's so many variables to it, variants of it, I should say.
So what
And
was
that's
it?
where go ahead,
Go ahead,
Anthony.
Mike.
No,
No, I was gonna ask off topic, like, what was it originally that drew you into like the aura of the rookie card or whatnot? Was it just that it was it's what held value, like for those specific players long term, as opposed to like say Nolan Ryan, like 20th year card?
Yeah, you know, again, it was just the era that I grew up in, and it kind of stuck with me. When I left the hobby in 2004, you know, there was a lot of us getting frustrated with the rookie card was changing a lot in product, and so much confusion that we had. But then when I came back in 2014, you know, I'm doing eBay searches and finding all of these multiple years, and I was just really confused when I got back into the hobby, and I'm thinking, what the heck, you know, is going on here? How can a player have 5 years worth of rookie cards? And then I did notice that some of them have that MLB shield, and that just put me down this rabbit hole. I started digging and doing research, and I started really, you know, into message boards, into books, into articles, anything that I can get my hands on. I was, you know, checking the resources of the resources. I was just really dove into this thing for like 4 or 5 years, and I created a website, and that's where I kind of just started writing down all my findings and really started digging into this thing and trying to make sense of it all. And I really, what I've done now is I've resurrected the rules that have been forsaken, and I've updated them. And now what I do is I take a card in question and I funnel those cards through the guidelines. And once I funnel them through the guidelines, I categorize them into 4 categories. And that's pre-rookie card, a true rookie card, a rookie year card, and a post-rookie theme.
Mm.
And that's how I kind of create this funnel, per se, of properly identifying. See, what we have is a language issue. Everybody has their own language, and so I really adopted what I really learned from ComC. To be honest with you, I don't know if you guys have noticed on ComC, when you're shopping for rookie cards, they'll have a little red box with an RC in it. They have a yellow box with RY in it. And then they have a green box with PRC on it. And I've adopted their formula of pre-rookie, true rookie and rookie year. And I've added a fourth one for post rookie theme, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of cards, especially the ones in the 90s.
Yeah.
Let's just use Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's rookie cards were in 93, but he has cards in 1995 and 1996 where there's an element of it that it says rookie on it.
Mhm.
And people who don't know or don't care, they say, "Oh, well, this is a rookie card." You know, it's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not a rookie card. You know, it's just a design element that was added to the card. So that's why I created that fourth category.
So Victor, Dusty from Ripon he says, how often do you come across a version that, you know, your version of what a rookie should be, but then the hobby basically says nope, and it says 0%, but he actually meant it right, like 20% of the time less is there? Is there something that you see from that standpoint?
Let me see. How often do you come across your version of a rookie and the hobby in general says a no? This is, I would say, you know, I think I've been at this for some time now, and I have been noticing um, um, changes. I have been noticing people really starting to see that, yeah, you know, this is, I would say in the beginning when I started all of this, it was at like 0%. But I think slowly but surely, I think we're starting to get some changes. We're starting to turn the tide a little bit where people are saying, hey, wait a minute here. Uh, you know, there might be some validity here to it. So I have been noticing a lot of the language starting to get changed. People are saying rookie year card or pre-rookie card. And especially in the content creation world, especially those within my inner circle, of course, those that I have influenced, I have been noticing a change in the language.
And I guess now, do you as you more people, you know, look at this, you know, through the same lens and everything, do you think more, or do you think it's easier for a collector to kind of, you know, I hate to use like come to your side versus stay on the other side? Like, do you think the investor is someone who's going to look and go, hey, no, 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 I don't want that to happen because I want, you know, to be able to sell cards as rookie cards, whereas the collector says, no, hey, I want to have a rookie card. You know what I'm saying? From like, I
I
don't know if
do.
that makes sense or not.
You know, that makes perfect sense. And you're spot on, right? First of all, the definition of a rookie card is a very touchy subject for a lot of collectors. You know, it's I rank it up there with religion and politics. I mean, you start talking what is a rookie card, man, you can possibly get into an argument or a heated debate, right? I've gotten into plenty of them. Uh, but it's one of them things where I think, uh, yeah, you make a solid point. You know, some people don't. A lot of people want me to shut up. Don't say nothing. You know, because they think it's going to upset the apple cart. It's going to take away from sales if people start to, and that's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is educate the hobby so that we can make
Yeah.
better informed decisions. All I'm saying
Sure.
is let's all speak the same language. Let's call it what it is, not what we want it to be.
Right.
You
Mhm.
know, because we're really we show our ignorance a lot of times, and we're just and it's just getting everybody on the same page. And it's not a simple task. It's a very difficult task. But I believe it's one of them things where, you know, if you take the time to learn, I think you're going to make better, you're going to make more informed purchases. And I think if you take the time and listen to what I'm saying, it'll start making sense to you. I know it's a polarizing topic, right? It's a
Hmm.
heavy topic, but if we take the time to learn, it's going to really open up our eyes and really see that maybe I shouldn't overpay for that card, because that card is a subset card, and how is that really going to hold up long term, and if you're in it for collecting, hey man, just get whatever you want. I mean, if you like
Yeah.
it, you like it.
Right,
sure.
and that's where I think the big difference is. That's why I was saying, like, as a collector, and if I mean, you hate to use the mantle as the example, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, if you really ask baseball card collectors, and not just baseball, but even hobby collectors, and if there's like, hey, if you could have one card and you're a baseball guy, because I mean, a football guy may go, somebody else, but a baseball guy,
Cordell Stewart, of course.
yeah. If you're like, hey, what one card would you want? You ask 100 people, I gotta believe in the 90 percentile or higher, that's going to be, oh man, I'd love to go ahead and put that mantle. I'd love to put the 52. I'd love to have the 52 mantle in my in my collection, and everything. But it's of how iconic the card is, and it's purely defined. You don't think, well, wait a minute, what about the? Oh no, wait, because there was no what about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was right then and there. So like I said, I from the collector standpoint, I think it's easy. It's I can see the collectors not wanting it to be so strict, because I want to say I have the hot player today, Corbin Carroll, right? I want to say I have a Corbin Carroll rookie card,
Mhm.
and I don't even know how many there are, but let's say there's 800 of them to choose from. I could own one, because not every one is going to be expensive. But what people don't understand is, because there's so many of them, they're not really an investment product. So they're going to be cheap. They're going to be cheap for a very long time. The only ones that are really going to be worth anything are what? The one of ones, the one of girl, or the super fractors, all those crazy, the red with the blue stripe, because that's one of five. And then the one, you're dealing with the numbered cards. It's like the regular normal card isn't it anymore. It's like you have to have the extra stuff. You have to have the orange, the red, the green, the blue, the black, the gold, the whatever, because that's it. Because those are numbered cards, and those are really the ones, not the plain
Right.
old one that anybody who opens a pack can go ahead and get.
Yeah, and this is really, it falls back into what I started with, is that I think it's been strategically forsaken by the industry, because they want us to be naive, to just believe that everything is a rookie card. But
Yeah.
my friends, not all rookie cards are created equal.
Mm-hmm.
And
sure.
I did some research on Shohei Ohtani, and Shohei has 2,870 cards produced of him in his rookie year. And the hobby wants to tell me that all 2,870 of them are rookie cards. And I beg to differ, because inserts and subsets and that sort of thing have never, up until here recently, they have never been viewed as rookie cards among the seasoned collectors. Okay. And I think that's a key term right there. Amongst seasoned collectors, most of them cards are not rookie cards.
So there's a subset of collectors in the rookie card market who are I hate to use the word purists, but the guys that truly are diving in and looking and kind of, I don't want to, saying, hey, this is really what the rookie card is, versus, like you're saying, the wide scope of just saying, hey, it's a rookie card. Good enough for me. It has a little rookie shield in the top left corner. Woohoo! I got one. Whereas in more of the circles that you're involved in, you guys are taking that and you're squeezing that down and saying this is what it should be also, right? You're not just keeping it to yourself.
Right.
You're not keeping the information to yourself. You don't have the little group and you just text each other and go, hey, guess what? This is what we call the rookie card for this year. You're spreading the word to go ahead and get the rest of the hobby to understand and have a better understanding of what a rookie card is. Because if that's truly, when you look at players' value, to your point, it needs to be a lot more narrow than wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
In your opinion, when it comes to these rookie cards and finding the true rookie, do you think if, like, say the hobby were to de-rookinize, or whatever the word would be, to strip the rookie shield off of all of those cards that are deemed to be like not true rookie cards, obviously like the value would tank a little bit on those cards, but do you think the cards that are deemed to be the true rookie cards, do you think the value on those ones would skyrocket ever?
Possibly, I think we would be first met with a lot of resistance, right? But
I'm sure.
I think the long-term fix is the rookie card needs to go under reform, and for a wide variety of reasons. But I don't think it can actually be done amongst. It can't be done by one person. It can't even be done by hobby, because the hobby, there's been an argument that's been said, well, the hobby decides what a rookie card is. Well, what is it that we've decided? We've been doing this. We've been debating the rookie card for 40 years and we still can't come to a conclusion. So they're really, what is it that we've decided? And there is no structure to it. I think the ultimate changes have to come from the Players Association. And that's where one of my proposals has been that for cards that really do not fall under the traditional scope of a rookie card, we just simply need to replace that logo with instead of an RC logo, like an RY logo.
Hmm.
And just, it's a small change. It's a logical change that I believe in time it'll transition and it will bring lines of clarity, right?
Yeah.
And it's really that simple. And I even made some mock-ups of the RY logo, and it's really very subtle, right? And you still have the shield on there, and I think it's really a logical fix.
That
But
makes a lot of sense.
that's going to have to come. The card manufacturers aren't going to do it. The only people that can control the card manufacturers is the Players Association.
Mhm.
So it has to come from them.
So I had no question. So in your opinion, are manufacturers skewing it, in their profit favor more than being purists?
100%. Couldn't have said it any better myself.
Yeah, that is a true statement, because why would, when you think about it, to your point, if there's a rookie card insert, like the 80, you go back what? So you go back to 82, they did what, the 35, so it was what, the 87 insert and stuff like that. And if you take that rookie shield off for all those, that set really is okay. But if you put the rookie shield on there, all of a sudden that card it has more value to it, and stuff. And people are going to want to go for it more. People are going to seek that out because of the rookie shield. You take the rookie shield off there, the collector, the guy who is a player X, whatever the player is, I don't care, whoever that player is, doesn't make a difference. If it's Spencer Torkelson, if you're a Spencer Torkelson guy, you want to try, now good luck, but you want to try and get, all of his rookie cards. If it doesn't have a rookie logo on it, you're probably going to be like, nah, I don't want it. So manufacturers know that stuff isn't going to be purchased. It's going to sit there. No one's going to want it.
And that was rule number 2 that the Players Association. Rule number 1 was it has to have 2 licenses. The second rule was you got to have some type of identifier on the front of that card. Now, don't get me wrong. I think what the Players Association did was much needed at the time. I think it was a step in the right direction. It really was, because the rookie card up until that point was just absolute. They were putting players in before they even made it to the big leagues. They were putting prospect players into sets, and most of these guys never even saw the big leagues. And so I think them stepping in 2006 and setting up these boundaries, I think it was the right move. I really do. But they left the verbiage of the rules so vague that manufacturers, instead of looking to comply, they opted to look for loopholes. And I think that's what they've done with the letter of the law. They have taken and they have found loopholes that allows them to put that thing on everything.
You know, you say, I mean, when you just said always makes me think of Brian Taylor, the
Brian
New
Taylor.
York, yeah, the New York Yankees. He was the guy who had a card and everything like that, and I don't even think he was like the hype. Oh, he was. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
he was the lefty pitcher. Oh my, this guy could throw, man. You know, he was. Oh, he was the next one. He was the next. And I don't even think he never even made it out a single A ball. But his card at the time, I mean, it's like honest to goodness, like when that card came out, holy cow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, people were ripping the crap out of packs
Yeah.
to go ahead and try and find that card. It was like, oh my gosh, I got a Brian Tell, I got a Brian Tell, I got $100 card, I got $100 card, and now the
Yeah.
card, I mean, and it's funny, it probably has some value now because of the story, not of the of the story of the player, not
Right.
the player, what the player actually accomplished.
Makes me wonder now, yeah.
Yeah. 86 top traded. Is that a true rookie versus today's standard?
Oh man, yeah. All of those tops traded in the 1980s, right? What a debacle. That's and I've had the opportunity to do episodes with Dr. Beckett on this exact topic, and there was a certain set of issues that they were facing back then, and tough decisions had to be made, and they made them, right, to the best of their ability. But really, if you were to apply today's standards to the 1980s, the XRCs should really be the RC. But you can't rewrite history. At least we shouldn't, right? Because
Right.
now, what do we do with people who have invested or collected or believe in their hearts and minds that the 87s are the true rookie card and not the 86s? So it's kind of unfair to rewrite history. The way I look at it, the way I've deal with the issue is I collect them both, right? The 86s and the 87, but I put an asterisk, but kind of like the steroid era guys.
Yeah.
I just put an asterisk RC on the 86s and the 87s. And that signifies to me that it's a debatable rookie card, right? And that's what
Makes sense.
that triggers for me.
So I got to ask you. So you mentioned the man's name a couple times, Mr. Beckett, Dr. Beckett, the man, the myth, the legend,
Yeah.
and you've actually had the ability to talk to him. And it's something that Anthony and I have brought up. I mean, we've been, this is our 34th episode. We've been doing this for 34 weeks now. So we're still new, but
Nice.
we've been going and everything. And one of the questions that did you ever ask him, or I'm hoping you did, or maybe he told you, how did Dr. Beckett's magazine get those prices for value that everybody used?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe the story goes is that he had a network of dealers that he trusted, and they were dealers scattered all across the country, and there was a lot of communication on a week to week basis as far as what's going up, what's going down type of thing, and that was really one of the primary ways they got pricing.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That is really, really
a large network of dealers. Yep.
large network of dealers, and they basically, what's it selling for here, there. Okay,
Yeah.
here's kind of what the
Yeah.
value, the overall value is.
And he vetted them. He didn't listen to anybody because there was people that he didn't trust and there was people that he did trust. And that's one thing that we can say about Dr. Beckett even to this day is just the extreme integrity that this man carries himself with, that he has just above reproach. And in order for him to get your information like that, you had to be above reproach too.
I mean, that's amazing when you think about where we came from, of somehow collecting all that data,
Yeah.
getting it out, getting it printed in a timely manner to where it's still relevant.
Right.
Because that's the other thing. It's not necessarily, it's not even just collecting all that data. It's being able to get all that data, compile it all, put it into a magazine get it printed, and then get it out in the public and get it out in everybody's hands.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But
that's no small feat.
no,
on a monthly basis.
Right.
yeah. Now it's into hour by hour. Is that we want that information hour by hour.
Yeah. So Dom asked the question: top cards in your collection, and you got any holy grails?
Yeah, that's a good question. Unfortunately, I've been a collector for a lot of years, but when I got out of it in 2004, I ended up selling my entire collection to another card dealer. One of my biggest regrets that I have in my collecting career. So when I came back in 2014, it's like I had to start all over. Okay, and I've raised 5 kids. I've only got one left in my house, but I've raised 5 kids. So I mean, my budget was not very big, right? So I have a lot of key cards in the 100 to 1,000 range. But as far as big boy holy grail type stuff, I would have to just say it's a Roberto Clemente rookie card is probably my biggest one that I have. But again, I'm basically starting over since from 2014.
Yeah, I would say that in a bad, not the best way, but Dom would not appreciate your last video from the National.
Why not?
So it doesn't have socks in it?
No, because Dom is not a Roger Clemens fan.
Oh, okay. Got it. I get it. I understand.
Dom, be nice. No, but it's interesting. Wow. So you had to. So, but when you're in the hobby, you get in the hobby. Do you start collecting the vintage era rookie cards? I mean,
yeah,
was it still convinced? I mean, if you're collecting in the 90s, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess 50s and 60s. Well, I mean, I guess they're vintage, but you know what I mean. Like, were you? So did you start off in that era, and then you had to get out? So then you're basically going back and trying to recreate some of the stuff you have, but then mixing in more of your nostalgia cards to you, the memory cards, the things you saw, and all that stuff.
For sure. 2014, when I came back, I had to kind of like learn the hobby all over again. Like, what's going on? What have been some of the big changes? The big changes, one of them was breaking, right? I never dealt with breaking, but that's where I kind of dove back into when I came back. The first year, I started getting into breaks, but I found that to be not really profitable at all. It was just a big money pit. And then I switched to, I want to get the cards that I used to have. So I started buying collections via Facebook.
Oh,
wow. And really seeking out garage sales and yard sales and that kind of thing. But then I says, this really isn't, it's really not doing it for me. And then I started to think back where I left off. And when I left off the hobby, I was doing a lot of rookie cards of Hall of Famers in PSA slabs. So in 2004, when I left, that's kind of what I was into last. And so I kind of opened up that can of worms again. And I'm just a big PSA set registry fan. I also get into a lot of the Hall of Fame rookie card sets that's available. I've got multiple set registries that I completed that I'm working on.
Nice.
And that's kind of my lane, and I don't get the most expensive. I get what I can afford. If I can only afford a 3, then I get a 3. If I can only afford a 9, then because I want to make my hobby dollar stretch. And it's not so much the competition of getting all 10s for me. It's more about getting a nice, clean representation of a card.
So did the boom? I mean, and I'm not a vintage guy, so I don't know. I mean, the Hall of Famers, the Rick cards, back then. Did the boom affect them as much as it affected modern cards when that market took off in 2020, 2021?
I would say the boom was I would say it lasted more than 2 years. It was probably it started in '81 with Fernando Valenzuela. In '84, it exploded with Don Mattingly. In '86, it exploded with Jose Canseco. In '89, it exploded again with Ken Griffey Jr. So this thing was just building and building and building. And I would say, come 92, 93 is when we started to lose some steam. Um, but I would say it was probably even bigger than the boom that we had. Not bigger in as far as prices are concerned, but bigger in the amount of mainstream activity. Back then, it was like everybody and their grandma seemed to be collecting cards. Even uh, uh, literally grandparents were collecting sports cards, and you can find them everywhere. They were readily available, and it's just a different excitement for collecting, and collecting was more of the focus. It was not really investing.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I started in 1970, 1976, 1977. And like I always say, I say this all the time, when, I never thought of value at that age, when I was,
Right.
when I was 13, 14 years old, was not thinking of, the value of potentially what the Ricky Henderson, rookie card could be, what the George Brett, the Robin, the Robin Yount, the rookie
Mhm.
card could be, what those values potentially, because to us, it was just collecting cards, and that's what it was. And you open up a pack of cards, and if out of those 10 cards you only needed 5, you offered your buddy the other 5, and if he only needed 3, he took 3, and then he offered you what he already had, and you just, okay, cool, everything's great. We
Yeah.
didn't knowing, like, the 82, Cal Ripken and stuff like that, right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 4 of them. Oh, you need one? Here you go. Right? Because the value, again, and I'm not saying that that people that were at my age at that point weren't the value. It's just that the me and my friends, that we weren't about. It wasn't the
Right.
value. It was collecting the players. It was building the sets. We didn't buy the
Yeah.
sets, and we'd go to the store and everything. And it's funny. People today, they make a massive deal about people going into fat packs and rubbing their fingers across the sides and this, that, and the other thing, all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. When I went to the candy store, because that's where you bought them from, and it was a clear plastic wrapper, you looked at the front and the back, and if you already had those 2 cards, most times you passed. Because
Yeah.
why do I'm only getting 15 cards in this pack. I already know I have those 2.
Right.
Oh, I don't have this one over here. At least I know I get 1 card that I don't have. So if you
Yeah.
want to call it, pack searching, hell, that's been going on since the cows came home. Just stop. I mean, it
Yeah.
is what it is. It's just that, now people are idiots because they bring like little mini food scales into Target, and
Yeah.
they weigh the boxes right in front of everybody. No, you're an idiot.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
you know and then they post them on on YouTube, or I mean they post them on IG. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
look, here's this idiot weighing fat packs in Target and everything. It's like, yeah, it's been going on since cards were put in packs. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
And
No. And
people
what about the wax packs? Even where they would get searched, put back, and you heat the wax up a little bit, and it would stick again.
yeah, or the material, or it had a white stripe in it, and you could just, if you just push the white stripe against the card, you could see who the card was.
That's why they switched to foil packs in '89, because they were tired of the pack searching with the
Yeah.
wax. Yeah.
That
Makes a lot of
concept,
sense.
it's been going on forever. I wonder though how the rookie card thing is gonna be looked at with football and basketball, especially when everything
Mm.
comes under one umbrella with Fanatics.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It'll
What
be
approach are they
interesting
gonna
to see
take?
if they adopt the baseball mantra, where they're starting to do like the college products is kind of like the minor league stuff, kind of like the first Bowman and like all of that type of stuff.
yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't.
They might start doing unlicensed football and basketball.
I could totally see them doing that.
Yeah.
Well, Panini, yeah, Panini's going to be the one. It's going to be interesting what they do as we go, as the calendar, for their rights gets smaller and smaller as to what they do. I mean, like, when you talked about like the baseball and everything, and I'm a firm believer of you collect what you like. If you're a collector, if you're an investor, you got to look at things completely different, right? But if you're a collector and you want to get every card, if you think you have the ability to get every card of one player for one particular year, good luck, number one, especially if it's a rookie. But if you want to, and you want to get the Paganini mosaic and the prism and the fireworks, go right ahead, get it. You're not hurting my feelings. If that's what you want to collect, go right ahead, collect whatever you want to collect and everything. But I think as a whole, to your point, we do need the rookie card is such an iconic card for every single player, no matter the sport. I don't care if it's golf. I don't care if it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, anything. The rookie card is so iconic.
Indeed.
Because that's like the I made it card, or that player made it. They were able to get a baseball card. And I think, to your point, getting some more strict guidelines, and I really think it should be stricter of it, will only help the hobby as a whole, and basically it'll wipe some of the fog away from the glass so we could all see a little clearer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. In the meantime, all we can do is really, educate ourselves really to kind of know the difference, and even if you don't understand everything, understand some of it at least, and make better informed purchases is I think is ideal. I mean, if you like what you like, that's fine, but I don't want you to get cheated either.
Right. Locking, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do everything. I really don't. I don't, like, how do you I can only imagine what their design staff is gonna have to be like.
Yeah.
Or are they gonna get to the point where, I hope they don't get to the point where it's like, okay, just make up year 2026, this is the version, and they'll have the same basic version for baseball, for basketball, for football, right? So the cards won't really look that different from each other, but it'll be a different sport. But the layout, I mean, I hope they don't get to that point. But I don't know
Fanatics. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
I think Fanatics is in charge of printing right now, either way, regardless of if it comes from Topps or Panini. I think that was one of the things that came out in the lawsuit, was that Panini alleged that they were making it difficult for them to get their orders on time, and like quality control and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think either way, regardless of whether or not it's going to be in like a Topps brand, they're still right now, at least as of right now, printing everything for Panini and Topps both.
And they bought the printing company, didn't they?
Yeah.
And so now Panini's stuff is low priority.
Correct.
We'll get to you when we get to you. So they're really squeezing them, man. They really are.
Are you any favorites of modern sets?
Oh yeah, I'm your typical, I love the flagship. I love the heritage. I love the chrome. I don't really dive into high-end product. That's kind of really my three favorite sets that I enjoy. I get into modern guys too. I love collecting, modern players, especially ones that I really you can kind of tell when a rookie kind of has it. You know what I mean? They got that like eye of the tiger type of thing. Acuna is a good example of that. Even I saw it in Julio Rodriguez last year. Now he's kind of having a subpar year this year, but I even started picking up a lot of Julio Rodriguez, and so I totally get into it.
Yeah, one of the guys who, hangs out a lot and everything. His name is Mr. Infuego. He just on his YouTube channel, he just posted his Julio collection that he has. It is all it's all rookie cards, all slabbed up, and stuff. And again, to your point, like when he's going through it, he's like, hey, here's the foil and the foil debut. Here's the sapphire and the sapphire debut. Here's the purple debut. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
point, I mean, he has all these. And the funny thing is he did the video, and I'm sitting there going, damn, you got a lot. You got a lot. And at the end, he's like, yes, these are all 96 different Julio Rodriguez rookie cards. And I'm thinking, you're just scratching the surface.
For real.
Right? Because there's like 1,800 Julio, or probably more,
I don't
closer
even-
to 2,000 Julio.
I bet
cards
he's
in the
got every
rookie
bit of
shield.
3,000. Every bit of 3,000.
Yeah. He had 96 slabbed rookie cards, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I was saying, it's easy, if you go back, you say, hey, I would like to collect. Not saying it's easy from a price perspective, but Ken Griffey Jr., if you said, you know what, I would like to collect each manufacturer's first Ken Griffey Jr. card. That's pretty simple,
Mhm.
because there's only what, 4, I think, right? Tops.
He's
Donruss.
he's got like 7
Deck.
rookie cards, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, is it 7?
Yeah.
Right. But again, it's not saying it's not going to be inexpensive. I mean, because some of those cards aren't, but it's only 7.
Yeah.
It's only 7. One of the greatest players to play the game, the first #1 overall pick to ever get elected into the Hall of Fame, 7.
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez, 2,000.
Yeah.
Something just seems a little off.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see why the manufacturers don't want to trim down trim all that fat and everything. They're saying, hey, it makes it to where people are going to want it. It makes it to where more people are going to want to go to PSA, SGC, whatever, grading company, because I want to get mine slabbed and everything, from that standpoint. Now they're involved also.
Yeah.
Look at it this way, logistically, from a business standpoint too. Like, so you put out your regular Topps flagship. Here's all of your rookies. Everybody's like, oh man, the new rookies are out. I'm going to go chase them and get them. So if you're Topps, you can literally think, okay, well now I'm going to just change the name of the set and re-release another one. And look, you can get those same rookies all over again. And all those people who literally just chased all of the new rookies are now going to re-chase all of the same rookies, And I think that's why like the Paninis and like all these other companies like have so many different subsets they release every year, is because every single time they release something new, it's like, oh, okay, let me go chase all the new rookies. And it's like, well, didn't you just do that like 20 different times?
Yeah.
Already this year?
Yeah. Hey, too, and I wanted to make mention, since we're talking about old and new, the guidelines that I have resurrected, there's been some changes to them. For example, with parallels. When I first created that document, I had the adage that parallels are not rookie cards. Now, that was historically, that's been debated since the early 1990s. But I've also, it's one of them things where I want to teach the newer collectors the old way of doing things, but I'm also trying to teach the older collectors that, hey, we need to evolve our way of thinking when it comes to the rookie card, and we need to like get with the times. And so I have made that change here in the last year, and I've officially made the changes in that document that stating that parallel rookie cards are true rookie cards. They really are. If that is the one primary thing that I can say that the rookie card has evolved from, say, 2004 to present, and that is the acceptance of parallel rookie cards. And older collectors, we need to wrap our heads around that. And it took me a long time, but I finally I could not deny the importance of them in the hobby today. And to say that they're not rookie cards is a little antiquated. We need to old guys, we need to get with the times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's so I think it's one of those things where it's always going to be debated. It's always going to
Yeah.
be, you know, people are going always going to look at it, as well as, again, I'm an investor, I'm a collector. You're always going to have that divide, and that divide is always going to be in the hobby now. I mean, more than ever, because that's all you really hear about. The investments, and you know, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't want to, I hate to bring up, Wanda Franco, but look what him. Like, you look at everybody, what they invested in all
Yeah.
those, rookie cards,
Yeah.
and they looked at it, and a lot of people looked at it as an investment. This is going to be the guy that's going to make me, be able to retire at an early age, because at some point in time he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and his cards are going to be worth millions and millions of dollars. I'm going to sell them all. I'm going to retire.
Yeah.
And then what happens, and now you go, oh crap.
Yeah. Now, do uh, you guys do prospecting? You guys get into what's your method of investing?
It just really depends. Like on certain players, I will. I went kind of heavy on John Morant, and that didn't work out too well. Just with the whole gun and him being a moron.
Yeah.
But I'm real heavy into like collecting like my own like teams and stuff like that. So normally, if like the Cavaliers or the Steelers have somebody that pops, then like I'm sitting pretty. But
Okay.
I'll go pretty shallow with like the rest of the pool. Like I'll want to have like a few cards of like all of the bigger name players, just so if they do like become like the next Michael Jordan, it's like, oh look, I have something of theirs. But I'm not like out there going like, oh, let me get like 50 of the same Wander Franco cards because I think he's going to be good. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I might grab like one or two just to like stash in case he does become really good. But
Right.
normally it's at like better prices if I can find them. I get a lot of like bargain box like stuff too for like a lot of the guys that I don't PC, but I still want to keep certain cards of them. I'll get like the $1, $3, $5 cards out of like bargain boxes, and I'll just kind of stash them for a while, and then
Sure.
eventually they might turn into a Patrick Mahomes. Who knows?
Right. They pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, I'm more on the collector side. I don't really, I mean,
Okay.
I'm more just trying to like get, players that, get cards from players that I like. I mean, I will buy cards more of a, uh, again, I'm more of like Anthony says, more of a bargain box that I could buy for $1, and then maybe, sell on eBay for 5 or 6 or 7, and then take those, and then looking to get, hey, because, I want to get the out of 5, Fred Lynn out of the 2021, Topps Chrome anniversary, platinum
Mhm.
anniversary, right? So I look at it from that standpoint, but I don't really look at a card and specifically go, ooh, I can buy this for 40, and if I hold this player in 5 years, I'll be able to sell it for 1,500. I don't really look that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, like rookie cards and stuff like that, I mean, and stars, and stuff like that, Hall of Famers, I'll
Mhm.
grab some of those and put those on the side. But, I mean, I'm kind of like you from a standpoint of is that, with my budget and everything, I'm growing up a Mets fan, been a Mets fan, like, Tom Seaver and everything, so I would love to get a lot of his, stuff and everything. But some of that stuff is, it's a little more than I would like to, spend right now than what I have now. But
Yeah.
if I could do the bargain box thing and collect and collect and collect, and, eventually get a little stash to be able to, that's what I would like to.
Do you sell at all?
Yeah, I saw on eBay,
Okay. Yeah.
if mostly that's where, most of it, will be and stuff.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah. I don't really um, call myself an investor. I'm more of a collector. But I at the same time I have to try to help my cause as far as being a self-sustaining hobby, right? Because my allowance isn't that big from my paycheck, but I add to it by selling stuff on eBay. So does that make me a flipper? I don't know. I guess that makes
Yeah.
me a flipper in some senses. But I being that I have such a vast experience of cards going back into the 70s, 80s, 90s, and such. I like that's why I like bargain bins. It's a lot of fun. My goodness, that's like one of the funnest things to do in the hobby. Next to getting a PSA sub back, but and I'll go through there and I'll keep some stuff and I'll list other stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the way that's the way I look at. Like I said, I look for things. I mean, like when I'm looking at a card, like if I was, when I'm bargain box hunting and everything like that, I mean, I'll look and go, I don't really know if this guy right here is worth anything. It's a Bowman Sapphire or a Ronaldo Hernandez, but it's the 99. Hey, I'll take a shot at that card, right? But I got it for a buck. Maybe I'll be, be able to spend, I don't know, maybe I'll get $3 or $4 or something like that. But I can't find it. But like for instance, talk about bargain box hunting and so on and so forth. If I didn't bargain box hunting when I was at the Nationals, when I saw I went bargain box hunting. I found a card. My last name is Gentile, Gentile. I'm going through the dollar bins and everything. I'm going through the Boston ones because Fred Lynn is probably my biggest PC. He's the guy that I PC everything. And I'm looking through and I come across 3 numbered Zach Gentile cards in the Boston Red Sox bin. And I'm like, well, hell, I can't let these sit here.
Cool.
I'm putting them in my pile, and I'll pick them up and stuff like that, So that's to me, that like you're saying, that's like it's not those cards. I don't even know if they're worth $1, but it's like, hey man, that's pretty cool to have someone, with the same last name, and so on and so forth. So from that standpoint, but that's the treasure hunting, of
Yeah.
bargain box.
Had you ever heard of him before?
Nope.
Wow, that's cool.
Never heard of it. I'm looking through and I see a blue one. Then I saw blue, and then I saw an orange one, and I was like, "Damn!" Now, and it was funny. It was at the point where I was just about saying, "You know what? I'm about done looking through this box." I was like, "Oh crap! Well, now I got to keep going. Now I got to see if there's more. Because if there's more, I got to get every single one of them. I can't leave one behind. I can't. He could be a cousin. I can't leave a cousin behind."
That's right.
Is he is he still playing, or is he?
No, he was that was from like 2012.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like Bowman 2012. There was a orange to 299. I think like a blue to 249. But I was like, okay, I'll take those and everything. But no, but I think that's where I always say, I'm lucky from a standpoint of is that the 1 or 2 or 3 players that I like to target, were never like Fred Lynn was an amazing player, but injuries never made him the superstar that he would have been, which in a way for me is good because his value doesn't go as high as, the same guys from that era who went on to be, Hall of Famers and so on and so forth in that time frame.
Yeah.
you know.
I think though, man, it's a little different with every sport too. I think baseball, I don't know, in order to get, even with guys that are like headed for the Hall of Fame, even they have a season of like or a stretch of like 3 to 5 years where they like their play really dips,
Mhm.
and I think I like looking out for those types of players, and they've been up, and then they kind of plateaued, and then their cards are kind of like taking a dip, but they've already made their career. They're already locked in for the Hall of Fame type of thing.
Yep.
And really pouncing on them when they're coming down, right around year 12 or 13,
Makes a lot of sense.
yeah, those are, you can find some really good guys at cheap prices.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing, and I'll go ahead and I'll take if I open up a pack of cards and there's a bunch of rookies, with the rookie shield, I'll take them, I'll put them in a box and put them on the side,
Yeah.
and and then eventually go through them and see, like you said, if all of a sudden, that, I guess, from that standpoint, if you want to call it, and the investor in me would be like, hey, I have, I opened up all these, these boxes, and I have 10 of this guy, and I don't have any emotional connection to him because he plays, for, I don't know, Kansas City. But holy cow, he just hit 4 home runs in 4 days, and his rookie card's going for big dollars. All right, let me go ahead and take some pictures and get him up there and see if I could, just maybe pay for one or two of those boxes that I went ahead and bought.
Yeah,
I do the same
thing. But it's more, so from that standpoint, it's more buying from a perspective of, or selling from a perspective to basically be able to buy the next box, the next hobby box, the next blaster, of something that I truly, will really be interested in, and will probably have a better chance of keeping some of those cards as a collection than just trying to, get rid of them.
Yeah.
From that's that's me. I don't, but I am definitely more of a collector than an investor, no doubt about it. Because to me, when I think of, even though, or if you want to if you want to use the third category, the flipper, then I'll be in that one. To me, and I think of investor, and I know he's probably not the best guy to think of, but when you think of more like, guys who put on shows like, like sports card investor, Jeff Wilson and some of those guys in that realm. Not saying that they're good at what they do, not saying their videos are good, but when you think of that guy, you think, okay, there's a guy who's more looking from a cards from a pure investment perspective. There's no emotional connection to the card. It's like saying, like, I collect the Fred Lynn card because I have that emotional connection to when I wanted to go to when my father said, what do you want for your birthday? I said, I want to go to a baseball game. And he said, the only game that you get tickets for that was close to when, because I was a Mets fan, was the Yankees against the Red Sox. And I hated the friggin' Yankees. Couldn't stand them.
Game, man. Yeah,
but we went and went to a game, and Fred Lynn was playing center field, and the diving catch that he made and the 2 home runs they hit that game. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite player.
There you go.
And stuff, from that standpoint. And then, so his cards, every time I'm able to get one of his cards, those are the types of things that go through my head. It's not, if I buy this for 20 in 5 years, I'm going to be able to sell it for 80.
Right.
Selling my Fred Lynn cards is my son's problem.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that's going to be Mikey's job.
That's my son's issue.
Yep.
From that standpoint. But hey, man, we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. That's pretty darn good. I didn't mean to keep you more than an hour. Sorry about that. If we kept you.
Appreciate your time.
Chad, if you got anything else, any other kind of questions, go ahead and think about, throwing them in the chat, so we can go ahead and have them. Victor, as we're getting into there, what's going on with your channel? What's happening? I mean, anything, anybody you want people to know about? What's the next big stuff?
Yeah, I've got, I am currently writing a book. I will be, hopefully here by first quarter of 2024, I'll have it released, and excited about that. And I'm continue to do I do content about once a week. It's all I really can have time for. I used to do a couple a week, but I decided to do more quality or over quantity. So I toned it down to once a week and really focus on giving better quality content. And I do a podcast also. I might do that for once every couple of weeks, and just to keep plugging away here, man.
Is the podcast that you do, is that rookie card centric, or is it hobby or more open hobby stuff?
Yeah, it's I was doing like rookie cards like all the time, and I just listening to my audience, listening to comments, I wanted to expand topics a little bit. I ended up joining. I was asked to join Hobby Hotline.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a part of that team, and that's really like industry focused. So we talk a lot about the industry and what's going on. So that kind of like got me out of my box of rookie cards, and I started getting into that. And I'll start talking about stuff like that on my channel as well. But primarily, I stick with the topic of rookie card.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mhm.
Very cool. Anthony, you got anything? Any final things for Victor before we wrap it up?
I just appreciate your time tonight, man.
Nice.
This week,
No
I
problem.
have a couple videos coming on the channel, so stay tuned. Also going to San Fran for the first time this upcoming week, and I'm going to visit Alcatraz, and I'm going to go see the 49ers play, so it's going to be kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I've been Dusty, in the description of the thing, I'll get it, but oh, actually I have to double check. I actually what the heck? Oh, I have to change the YouTube channel one. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was stupid of me. I thought I changed it. I will. I'll update the description, but where is it? Do we have it here? Let's see if I can get it real fast before we get out.
What's up?
Victor's channel. Wait,
I have it pinned in the comments.
it's pinned in the
Unless
comments.
you didn't pin it. I had it as the very first comment.
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yep. And you can go to my website, truerookiecards.com. Right at the very top of my homepage is a link that'll take you right to the rookie card guidelines and best practices. It's a free document. You can download it and use it as a resource. And it really is a simple breakdown of the rules of best practices of the rookie card. So take advantage of that free resource, and that's kind of where I base everything. That's my foundation, and then I build off of that.
Yeah, like I said, the website description is below, the eBay store, the podcast stuff, and I have to fix the link for the what do you call it? for the golly, man, YouTube. I'm even looking at it and I can't even freaking say it. What a fucking idiot.
It's getting late up by you guys. Now, what time is it over there?
Like, oh my gosh.
11:30.
Oh, you guys are West Coast?
No, we're East Coast.
East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
7:30 or 10:30?
11:30.
11:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
11:30.
Yep.
So thank you. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Much appreciated for all the comments, all the questions. I hope you guys, got a new perspective of of the rookie card stuff. And as always, again, sub up everybody's channels and have a great evening, and we will see you next week on Anthony's channel. And have a great, safe weekend, folks. Thank you.
See you guys.
See ya.